Hello and welcome to Beta, where today I'm going to be taking you through the assembly of a Keter Grande store that we're going to be using to store our bikes and a little bit of the kids' outdoor play equipment. So kit and equipment you're going to need alongside what's included already. A longer spirit level. If you haven't got a long one, you could use a short spirit level, but then you'll need a longer plank. A rubber mallet is super useful for this kind of project. Stanley knife just to get all the packaging off, or a pair of scissors, and then you can use a Phillips screwdriver, but ideally, because there's so many screws involved with this, an impact driver or a hand drill will be worth its weight in gold, with the appropriate drill bit as well. Okay, so the first step, we just popped the two base pieces, slotted them together dead easy, and then used the 10 screws provided to keep those pieces together. Cool, so the next step is to pop this metal rail in. It's a really snug fit, so the way we found to do it is just grab a rubber mallet. If you pop weight down on this end and then tap it at the same time, then it will slot in like that. And then the next stage is you need to put a couple of screws in these ends. Now the pilot hole is on the inside, but there's also a piece of plastic behind where the pilot hole hasn't gone through. So just trust yourself, drill right the way through and you will find the hole in this rail that you need to match up. Okay, so what we did next was we popped in this little runner which slots in the recess of this piece here, which is our WB. And once we've done that, we'll go to GSPC, and I'll show you on this one. Fold it so that this piece goes into here, so clicks in place, and then make sure you put it in the right way round, so you've got the recessed piece here going against this lip here. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is grab the GSWS here, and then that's going to come down the side. The rubber mallet has been worth its weight in gold. So you basically just feed this side round, then you've got another corner piece which you tap in, then you come over to this side and you basically slot this in. This is why it's crucial, you get this runner bit in line with the centre line, and then that'll allow you to be able to get the corner piece in, and then you'll be able to slot this in. Now at the moment we're having to hold it in order to stop it slipping back, but I'm sure once the roof starts to go on, the lid I should say, then that'll sort of tie in the whole structure. So we've done that down there, onto that corner piece and onto the next step. So the next thing to do is get these small black screws in the relevant packet, and you're just going to screw these in where the recess and the lips met, right the way around. Just the top tip at this stage, you just need to make sure that it's all level, so get a smaller spirit level along the back, a longer one, or use a small one if you want, along here on a plank, and then just make sure that it's all level right the way around before you start screwing these things. So we've got the GSCL L-shaped pieces, and again rubber mallet to tap it into place and then knock it down so then it's flush, and then a couple of screws, and you repeat that on the other side as well. Okay, so the next thing, we got our 4 longer screws, and they went in through these lugs just here. Okay, so we've just got this next piece here. This was a little bit fiddly. What I found best, if you come to the back of the bike store and then get it flush and then tap the sides in along here, and then make sure the rail seated inside this plastic piece here, and then once it's all set in position, then you start rubber malleting from this end right the way down, and that seemed to do the job. So just going to repeat that on the other. Okay, on the rear section now, and you've got this cross beam that goes right the way across the top of the back of the bike home. You just want to make sure when you put this rail on that you have the higher bit on the inside of the bike home, and then there's either end. Okay, so the next stage was to get both the doors prepped. So they've got them right door and left door. So what we've done then is got these side rails down each side that we've popped on, and then this piece slots on top and pushes down, and then you got the 4 screws in here, and we'll just repeat that on both sides. Okay, next thing was to pop these bottom rails on the doors. And again, just take note of the orientation because they do go a specific way round, and then put the hinges on as well. So with the doors made up, it's just simply a case then of 4 screws to put the other side of the hinge on this runner here. Okay, so we're now on the lid section, and we'll start by putting these 2 pieces together, the runner down the middle, several screws going in, then you lay in this crossbar here, again screwing down with the pilot holes in place, and then here just this little hinge piece as well. Okay, so we've just installed the hinges at the rear on the lid, and then we've lifted the lid in place. And the first thing to do, just making sure the hinges are inside the bike home itself, is then fix these 2 with screws just in here, and then you just do 3 screws on each of these lid hinges. Nice and easy. Okay, so just attach this mechanism on here, just again making sure it's orientated correctly, and then round on here, this is the actual locking and unlocking mechanism. So there were 4 different pieces to this, and just making sure again we've got everything orientated correctly. Okay, we just come on to the final bit now, just popping the sticker on, and then we had several of the longer screws which basically tied in the base to the sides and the rear right the way around here, so all the way around here and around the other side as well. And that's the bike home in place. So it is pretty heavy. It's minimum of a 2-person lift. What we ended up doing was putting it on makeshift rollers, which allowed us to move it into position, and then we just had to do little shunts to get it where we wanted to on this gravel area. If you are interested, I did a little video on my other playlist on outdoor DIY about this gravelled area, how I made that, and also on my playlist unboxing and reviews, I do a review of this particular product as well. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to help other beaters out there too. Thanks very much. Take care.